Hi guys, welcome back to Barker-Stargazer's YouTube channel, and also welcome back to the series AI to Reality. And this week's victim is this image here. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to sketch it out. I'm going to see if I can create this AI image, because this is definitely an AI image. See if it can be created in the real world. Well, created by me anyway. Alright, so I've got my sketch here done, and oh my god, I cannot believe that even a toy horse is hard to draw. Like, I know that horses are quite difficult to draw, but why was this head so hard to draw? Oh well, it's done, and I have to admit I've already found some issues. So I've done this drawing to scale from the AI picture. It's pretty much identical to the scales, and this back leg is just ridiculously short. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'll end up adjusting the body to make it a bit bigger, because it also doesn't seem to have a bottom. And I'll just sort of extend it out and make sure all the legs are quite nice. I haven't drawn the wheels yet. I'll leave them separate, and obviously I haven't put that much detail on the cat, but I am thinking with these, because these are meant to be these blue bits here, so maybe they look kind of rose like. I might do several of those flowers where it's like a long strip and you coil them up. I know I'm not explaining it very well, but we'll get to it as we go along. Alright, I'm going to make a start, and I think I'm going to start with the horse's head. Okay, so I've sketched out the shape of the head, and I've started crocheting. I am happy with it. I'm using a 3mm hook this time, and the white I have has got a bit of glitter in it, but that is only because I couldn't find a plain white. And that's also why I decided to use a 3, because I'm getting a little concerned about yarn availability where I am at the moment. So ignoring the husband and moving on, this is the body piece of the horse. Now there's not much to say about this first section. I've started at the horse's bottom and worked my way up, and I didn't really do anything different until I reached the head. At that point I did a chain, which you can see here, and separated the body. This first section you can see me doing is I am working now up the neck of the horse. I know it's not very clear, but it will be in this next clip where you can see it a lot better. Right, so how I intend to get this curve and join on the horse's neck is I'm going to attach the neck in stages around the head. Just gonna pin the head where I want it, and I'll continue crocheting in rows instead of rounds. I'm gonna see this gap here from the body where I divided it off. That'll just be filled in with a piece. Okay, onto the ear, and as you can see here, there's not much to it. Pretty basic triangle shape. Made it twice, and we will stitch that onto the head at the end. Okay, so I have the head attached to the neck here, and I've managed to get it into this position by having this bit here. Now there is a technique where you can work up the neck and then you go straight onto the head, and you get this like nice tilt of the horse's head that way. But I didn't know how many rounds I'd need for the head, so I decided to do that separately. The ears are done as well. They just need sewing into place. So I'm going to move on now to the legs. I'm going to leave the mane till last. There's absolutely no structure in this at all. It's holding its shape just by the stitches themselves, and the tummy section has been put in now, and I pulled that in as I went, so it became much more tighter to pull this neck more into position. I'm not entirely happy with this bulge here, but literally I did not notice it until everything else was in place. But I mean, when you actually pull it in, it kind of seems too thin, and when the mane's on, it should look a lot better, and it's got its little like saddle bit to go on, and its neck bit and the bridle. A lot of that is going to really bring the details in. I'm going to move on now to the legs. Now here, and in the AI picture as well, they look to me as if they've just been done in perfect cylinders. So I thought, instead of trying to achieve these bends, why don't I just make 4 tubes, put wire inside them, and then I can manipulate them to whatever position I want to, and I won't have to worry about them getting lost in the stuffing, because I can hook the wire onto the end, well, through the end of the leg, and then onto the body of the horse itself. So I've got all of the legs here. So these two are the front and these two are the back. As per the image, this blue band isn't on the back ones. See if this idea to put wire in with the stuffing is gonna work. It better work, or I've lost quite a bit of time on these legs. I seem to be using a lot of wire in my projects recently. So let's have a look. Turn that. Hey, there we go. Brilliant. Right. The rest of these stuffed and wired in. Right, so you can see here I've started the carriage. I've been doing standard increases on the base, but instead of increasing every 6 stitches or ever how many you want, I actually started with 4 double crochet. And then I increased by 3 at the corners to create this square. There is a bit of wire on this last increase round and then going up. It's just standard double crochet all the way around, and then this blue section, and then I started with these little granny squares. And I will show you how I've been doing them. So it's about 4 on each side. Okay, so I've started with 4 double crochet in a magic ring. Now for round 2 I am going to increase as I would normally do, so that would be putting 2 double crochet in each stitch, which would take my stitch count in this case up to 8. But I'm not going to work in the stitches. I'm going to go back through the original hole in the middle, so I'm essentially going back through the magic circle again, and I'm going to do the 8 double crochet like that. You can see that gives us more of the appearance that's actually on the pattern. I'm going to use something similar when we get to the drape over the horse's back, which I have no idea what it's called. Right, I'm going to move on to blue now. 4 sets of single crochet followed by an increase, so that'll take the stitch count up from 8 to 12. Okay, so now we need to turn this circle into more of a square shape. So how I have been doing this is I have done 1, 2 double crochet, then in this next stitch I have done double crochet, half treble and a double crochet. But I'm also going to attach them to here as I go. So I'm just going to take out this last few stitches. So basically I'm going to still do the stitches as normal. I'm just going to be taking them through this square and this row as well. Right, so I'm going to continue doing these all the way around, then I'm going to do a few more rows in the blue and then a few more rows in the white. I'm sure you've noticed by now that my colours aren't exact to the picture, and that's just simply because I cannot go out and buy more yarn at the moment. I've got to use what I've got getting ready for our move. Right, so I'm moving on to this. I'm assuming it's meant to be a pocket. I'm going to do it as a granny square, and I've started with the circle here the same way I did the granny squares on here, but I've given it 3 rounds. So there we go, and I'm going to turn it upside down, and now I'm going to add the blue to it, creating the square. Looking at the sizes, it's just literally going to be 1 row of blue to create the square, and then I will stitch around 3 sides so it will be a little pocket. Right, I am going to move on to this hood now. Now in the AI image, this side looks really solid, but then there are gaps here, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm still going to do the flowers in the spiral like I said. I'll show you that in a minute, but for the base of the hood I'm going to do it in trebles, that's UK terms, doubles for US, just so like there's more holes in it. I'll put this border on it where I'll put some wire in for structure. I'll probably take the wire down to here actually, just to help with the structure there. I'll just crochet around it to get it in. If you want this flower pattern, go to my Pinterest page, Barker-Stargazer, click on Good Free Patterns, and here you can see the pattern I used. It's a video tutorial. Okay, wheels. I've already experimented. This is my diagram. There's going to be 4 like this, and then they're going to have this inner tube that's going to be stuffed. Maybe put a bit of wire in it, and then this will be stitched onto the front, so I need 4 of them. So basically the weight's going to be on here. I might be making the wheels able to turn using something like this, but I don't know yet. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try and use my hot glue gun to glue these bits onto the base of the horse here and on the bottom of the carriage. If they stick, I'm going to go ahead and put the wheels through. I'm going to help with my glue gun to heat it up. Look, I have the tiniest, littlest, cutest glue gun. Oh, it's just normal glue. I'm hoping that's going to be alright. No, it doesn't. Alright, well, they're on. I'm going to attach this last bit. Well, I didn't achieve my goal of getting the wheels to turn. I've got the legs so they can be repositioned. Cats there. Tuck that horsey's tail in. And you can see the cat. I've got the flowers on the outside and I've got the see-through details here as well. I definitely think the face needed to be a bit fatter, so it's something to think of when I come to write the pattern. But apart from that, oh, maybe the granny squares here, if they were attached on the inside, that would look smoother. But yeah, there we go. What should we call her? Call her Wheels? Yeah, we'll call her Wheels. Alright, so here we are. Here's our finished project. And it's now time to pick what I'll be making next time. So, here are our 4 contestants. You can vote in the comments below, or you can vote on any of my social medias. Simply search Barker-Stargazer You can even simply put J Barker-Stargazer into Google and it'll take you to my socials. Alright, I'll see you next time, YouTube. Bye!